Welcome everyone to May's Flamingo Finance Community Lagoon AMA event, where we talk about all things Flamingo, DeFi, everything that the team has been working on over the last month, cryptocurrency market and conditions. Invite folks on stage to ask us any questions they may have, or just generally chat with us about the market, about Flamingo, about FLM, about FUSD stablecoin, any new features on Flamingo, all of the above. So kick back and relax and enjoy yourself, and hope to see you on stage. Thanks for joining. Here we are.
Yeah, so we're done now, right?
We'll see you all later. Have a good one.
No, it's just like introduction. Then we've been here. Nobody can say that we didn't have the lagoon.
It's true.
Yeah. So no, it's the last month. It's been marketing, and trying to figure out all this fucking Web2 hurdles.
Yeah. Lots of hurdles, but also lots of opportunities.
Yeah.
We had a very successful consensus event happen, where a couple team members, including myself, joined a Neo at the Neo booth. We had our own Flamingo booth there, inside the Neo booth. And yeah, Neo was giving out these, they called them Fidgetal rings that COZ developed. Attendees, I should say. I'm so used to saying users because of our digital products, but conference attendees could basically stand in line and wait for their turn to get a Fidgetal ring. It's a wearable ring that they could then take to each booth in the Neo booth. They called them pods. Scan the ring on a scanner at each booth, and every time they scanned it at a different project, they had a cool lizard NFT that would gain a new attribute every time they scanned it. The more scans, the merrier. Basically, with the more attributes, your NFT becomes more rare and potentially more valuable. They also made it so that if you scanned X amount of times, I think it was like 5 times, you got a Neo hat. If you scanned all 9 times, you also got a Neo shirt and a hat. And we're invited to a side event, like a Neo event where they gave away finger foods and drinks, and folks got to join the Neo team and the Flamingo team and teams from other projects and have a couple drinks and talk about all things cryptocurrency. And I think it was a very successful event for Neo. It was a very successful event for Flamingo. Because of these Fidgetal rings, a lot of people were approaching us at the Flamingo booth to scan the rings. And while they were there, we were handing out the business cards. We were telling them everything we could about Flamingo, showing them the platform. We even got to show off the platform to Da Hongfei, the CEO of Neo. He's pretty big in the crypto space. He's been around for years. He's a pretty big influencer and a public figure. So he actually, if you look at Flamingo on CoinMarketCap, it states that Da Hongfei started Flamingo himself, which is kind of interesting. So we were able to show off the new version of Flamingo to Da Hongfei. That was awesome. He was super impressed. And yeah, hundreds of other conference attendees were very impressed with Flamingo. They were impressed with the TVL of like 45 million on the platform. They were psyched about FUSD stablecoin and being able to borrow it against Bitcoin and Flund and BNEO. They were excited about Flund and being able to just stake FLM tokens by themselves and earn that way. And yeah, a lot going on at Consensus, and Neo booth was one of the biggest booths there, if not the biggest booth. So many people there, and just excited about Neo and about Flamingo. And I don't think it could have gone any better. Honestly, I think it went really well. And next, not next week, but the week after, the team will also be at Web3 Berlin, another major conference, crypto conference in the world, and we will be a gold sponsor, which means we will also have one of the biggest booths at Web3 Berlin, and team members will be at the booth handing out business cards, giving demos of the platform, answering attendees' questions. One or more team members may also be speaking on stage. And when I say may, I mean he will be speaking on stage. So that's super exciting to have a Flamingo team member speaking on stage at Web3 Berlin. And there will be like an after party or a pre party hosted by Flamingo. Where we'll give out finger foods and drinks and show off demos of the platform and whatnot. So a lot
Yeah,
of
we will help 100 new users get into Flamingo basically,
yeah.
and also meme to earn. So we will help them. We will have this after party with up to 100 attendees where they will get gas, or like we will help them download a wallet to their mobile phones,
Mm-hmm.
and they will get gas airdropped to then interact with Flamingo, trying to stake and buy some fund and stuff like that. But then have this nice casual meeting with some finger foods and some beers, and have this as a pre-party, and then maybe take it out later, have fun with together with crypto people, but then try to grow basically the Flamingo community with 100 new people.
That's awesome.
Yeah, hopefully the Lagoon in June will be with more people, because then hopefully we have 100 more people on the Flamingo and 100 more people on Neo and 100 more people on Meme to Earn. So
Of course, we want more than that, but then we at
yes.
least have onboarded 100 new people.
Yeah.
Personally,
So we'll make sure to invite them to the Lagoon and add that to their calendar or something. Would be cool. I'm really excited about that, to see firsthand a lot of people trying out the Flamingo for the first time and looking over their shoulders and seeing like all sort of different people trying it out. And I think we can learn a lot from that. And also it would be nice to like get fresh people into the community. I think this is maybe the most costly way to do it, but I think it's worth it if they really like it and can spread the word. And of course, we will learn a lot from it.
yeah, and I
Yeah,
think
but that's
people
like
are
the
already.
100.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, that's like the 100 people is because we have this venue where we have space for 100 people, and we will invite them there when we meet people in the conference. So we will like get them to sign up to join the after party. So of course, hopefully we will get 1,000 new people in, or at least talk with 1,000 people. But those 100 will be basically one-to-one onboarded into Flamingo.
Yeah, they're like I won't say guarantee because there's
Yeah,
no.
they will download OneGate or Neoline. We will send them gas there and then, and then we will help them. Or basically, the plan is to get them to help each other, to then try to smart stake, then try to buy some fund,
That's awesome.
and yes, so let them have the first-hand experience, have like see this number go up where they are earning money from the staked assets. So yeah, start off with some of our marketing budget money to get them in, and hopefully those 100 will then be able to spread that with their friends again. So let's see if this is a good way to do it. At least that's a good idea in our heads.
Yeah, I think it will be if it goes anywhere near how it went at Consensus. I know a lot of people were thrilled to be able to join the Neo team and the Flamingo team after hours for a couple drinks and for some food. People go to these conferences to have fun, to network, to learn about all the different projects. And so pre-parties like this are the perfect way to do that, to get you out and talking to all of the developers and learning about everything that they're doing
Yeah.
and everything that they're up to.
The coolest thing we're bringing there is that we're bringing a girl. So I think that will
Bringing a
help a
girl.
lot for all the nerds. Yeah.
That's cool. That's awesome. And
It,
then yeah,
it will
we've
it will
also
help. Now like all the people in the audience are like booking flights to Web3 Berlin.
girls will be there. Confirmed.
We promise.
No, not girls. Girl.
Girl will be there. Confirmed.
not
Confirmed
plural.
girl.
We're bringing girl, not girls.
And yeah, so Web3 Berlin has also been hosting several Twitter Spaces talks that I've been joining. They've been hosting so many Twitter Spaces talks, more than any other project I've seen. And a lot of the time, they're pinging me, asking me if I'll join, and I'm just like, yeah, let's do it. And there's already been a lot of excitement from the Web3 Berlin team and from Twitter users who are logging in and catching out those talks, just hearing about Flamingo and hearing about DeFi, because a lot of the projects that are at Web3 Berlin, some of them are, they're not really specifically crypto projects. So we are, at least in these Twitter Spaces talks, like one of the only DeFi / DEX projects that speak at these talks and might even be at the Web3 Berlin event. So people hear like money and being able to stake and earn and all that, and they get super excited about it. So I think it'll be a huge success.
Maybe we
It
can bring
might
back
be
the
the
slogan from the
What?
old Web2 project. We had this slogan from an old Web2 project, do you make enough money? Was the slogan.
it was quite successful at
It was really
conferences
successful. Yeah.
because people were provoked by that statement. Like people who think they earned enough money were like, "Who are you to ask me that question?" And people who feel like they didn't earn enough were like, "How can I?" So it's kind of cool to be a little bit saucy in that way, or almost rude in what you can state. I think it works well at conferences where you have to grab attention anyway, and one way to do it is like with these cool rings that you guys did in the US, but there's kind of budgets and time. You could also do attention grabbing by simple statements like that. So
Or are you going to have a huge billboard behind the Flamingo booth that says, "Do you earn enough money?"
Well, I'm making the print files tonight, and I'm not sure because I haven't got any feedback of where the TV will be placed. So, what I'm thinking is that maybe we do that on the screens instead, so that we end up with having like backdrops that are really general without text, and then we can do the flashy text on the screens. That's my
Cool.
plan. Yeah.
Also, reach out to me as well as Somnium Wave, because at Consensus we basically took all of the Somnium Wave took all of the different video tutorials that we've been making and combined them into like 10-hour videos that we just ran on the screens, so that anyone walking by at any given moment could see, someone borrowing FUSD, or could see someone staking in a pool or trading a token for a different token. And we never, and it was kind of like automatically run behind us. We didn't have to do too many manual things. And then when someone wanted an actual demo, we could just hit pause on that video, go into the platform, show them what they wanted to see, show them everything that you can do on Flamingo, and then, hey, thanks, we'll see you later. And then boom, pop back over to that 10-hour video. So if that's something,
I was thinking that we could use the same and have that on one of the screens, and then the other we could have the more flashy, attention-grabbing stuff where we can provoke a little bit, and maybe me and Odd is more comfortable doing like even more. Should I say? I'm not sure what the correct word is, but kind of rude statements that we have to defend when people come and talk to us. I think that's really nice. We want a discussion and we want to do that. So I will probably ask you guys to make one more video that can loop. That's
cool.
with these statements, and then we have the same video as you had looping. That's my thoughts.
Awesome. Yeah, that's great. And you guys will be showing videos for both Flamingo and Meme to Earn. So sweet,
Yeah.
sweet. Sweet, sweet.
Did you get the ring?
I don't want to talk about it.
Oh, but like,
There's a long
people have
story.
been asking.
There's a long story. It's kind of embarrassing, but
So
I guess
tell us.
I guess I can talk about that story because people who joined in the audience are lucky enough to hear it. But for some reason, the universe decided to play tricks on us, and the Flamingo team received 3 rings, and we somehow lost them all.
What?
Well,
No, that's the problem, right? That's the problem with having the NFT and digital and Web3 and cryptocurrency space become physical, because you can lose that shit way more easily. Well, maybe not with the new Ledger news more easily, but you could still lose these rings pretty easily, and that's what happened to us at the festival. So the first one I got, I don't know why, it didn't make any sense, but the first one I got was in like really, really, really gnarly, terrible condition. I opened it up and it was like cracked and broken and sticky and like had stuff stuck to. I was like, what the heck? That's not saying anything about all the rest of the tokens. All the rest of the rings were like extremely mint condition, really nicely made. Mine, for whatever reason, Boardwalks got lucky again and got the crap ring that no one knows what happened to it. So I had that ring. I was scanning it at different scanners when I had the opportunities and whatnot. I had the lizard NFT. I was adding the attributes. It was all fun and games. And then I told a couple people about the condition of my ring, and they were like, "Whoa, that's not okay. Let's get you a new one." So I got a new ring, and then I had 2. I don't know how, I don't know where, I don't know why, but the crappy condition ring like got lost. I don't know. Maybe I had it in my pocket or something. Don't know what happened to it. The second, no. Okay, so these rings had QR codes associated with them that you had to scan to connect the wallet on your phone to the ring. I think I lost the QR code to it. So I think I still have the crappy ring somewhere, but I don't have access to the wallet that has the NFT. The second ring I got, COZ was like creating it for me at the bar at the Neo party. And I was like, you don't have to do that. You don't have to do that. And they just kept saying like, no, this is what we're here for. That's what we like to do. Let's get you another ring. I don't know. Push came to shove. I ended up like leaving the party without it for whatever reason. I don't know if it was like left at the bar or if someone else took it or whatnot. But so that's 2 rings down for me. And then Somnium Wave also got a ring, got the QR code, but don't know what happened to his either. So long story short, we received 3, but ended up with 0.
if you guys were like Frodo and Sam, Lord of the Rings would be now like A4 flyer or something.
Yeah.
Not 3 books. Not
Fucking
really good
Gollum
at.
ended up with
Although
our
got the
ring.
ring and he lost it.
Yeah.
The end.
The end.
So yeah, that was
So,
epic.
Somni Wave, do you want to defend yourself?
Man, yeah, what's up, guys? Sorry, it's like 6 a.m. here. Just woke up, but yeah, man, we totally fucked that up. We had like 3 or 4 QR codes and 0 rings. I'm not sure what happened there.
Anyway.
That's terrible.
Yes, actually.
Hey,
There's
why
always
do you
next
think-
year.
Why do you think this has not been public information until now? We decided to keep that story to ourselves.
Because I like been wanting to ask now and then, but then it's like more urgent topics that we've been discussing. So it's like always fell down the ladder of what to ask you.
Yeah.
But now I was like, oh, don't forget about ring, don't forget about ring, don't forget about ring. And
We forgot about the ring.
We forgot about the ring.
yeah,
I'm glad you waited, Odd. That's yeah, it's better to do it live.
so basically,
don't tell COZ. Don't tell COZ that we don't have any of the 4 rings they gave us.
whoa. But like, I really wanted one.
Maybe we can get you one.
I'm
Chip
sure
it
we
in
can.
the-
Join one of the events, Odd, and just steal one from Bordeaux. Just obviously
Yeah.
losing them left and right.
Obviously, super easy. It's easy to steal them from Boardwalk. Yeah.
But like, don't you wear the ring on your finger? It's like,
Yeah, but the problem is
Ow.
the ring. A ring almost. So the ring is associated with a QR code that you have to scan that gets you the wallet, that gets you the NFT. And if you lose the QR code, which is what kept happening, because they're just on little pieces of paper, and when you have 1,000 business cards in your pocket from people handing them to you, and the QR code cardboard paper just becomes part of that stack, it's super easy to lose. So although these rings are physical rings that you wear on your finger, if you don't have the QR code, you're just stuck with a plastic ring at the end of the day with nothing. So
Yeah, because you can't really embed the private key into the near field tag
Exactly.
because
No.
then
that's what
people
happened.
would
I think
just scan
I
it and
think-
get it.
yeah, I
But
think I
like
was
if you get a new car and you get a car key and they say like you have to scan this QR code to like activate your car key.
you'll be more careful with the QR code. Yeah, for sure.
Well,
there was
but
just so
people can
much
hack your
going
car key, so that wouldn't be like super secure to have like millions of dollars of assets on the car key.
But you have.
I wish they could come up
Yeah,
with a
but you have to
different way.
physically move that car. So
I know obviously the reason that they did it that way is because a lot of users or a lot of attendees didn't have a Neo wallet going into this and they needed to create one on the spot with the QR code. But I wish I wish that wasn't the way it was. I wish that the NFT went right into the Boardwalk's wallet and I didn't have to create a new wallet with a QR code that I could easily lose. I wish that I could just scan the ring and I'd have the NFT in my own wallet. You know?
well, it grabbed attention and it was good PR. So I think it's
Yeah,
a
really.
success. Yes.
It was a success for sure, and Somnium Wave just screwed it up. That's all.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's bad. That's we will have an internal meeting with him about that
Oh
later.
man.
No, yeah, no. I think the problem is the success. I think Consensus was such a success that there was so much going on at all times that it was just really easy to not keep track of this QR code of the ring, especially since Somnium Wave and I were there to represent Flamingo and there to represent Meme to Earn, and we're just giving demos of the project and talking to so many different people. To be honest, the last thing on my mind was keeping that ring to make sure I get the NFT, to make sure I get all the attributes, because I want that super valuable NFT at the end of the day. I didn't care about that so much. So that's what ended up happening.
Yeah.
Well, that's
Understandable.
good though.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So that's nice. And anyone have any questions? Feel free to raise your hand. You can come up to stage. Other than that, it's been a month since last time, and we've been focusing a lot on the marketing aspect. We will focus on getting the order book completed over the summer. So we're starting to look at a platform that's like starting to get, let's call it, completed. But what we need is adoption. We need more people. We need more users. So we've been working with some YouTube ads, some Twitter ads, and everything. But like all these Web 2 projects are having a lot of hinders to pass through to be able to do any advertisement for DeFi or crypto projects. So
Yeah, we keep
but we're
hitting walls.
yeah, but like we're
that's how we
also
learn.
working on some banner ads for like CoinMarketCap and stuff like that, but also then some good articles in some good publications within crypto. So starting to get a good grip on how to get Flamingo on the front slope of everyone.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
I
have
think
a lot of-
there's different avenues you have to explore to be able to do the sort of advertisement we want at the scale that we want. So we need to find other avenues. And like every time I open my phone, I get suggested articles about crypto stuff, crypto project, Bitcoin regulation, stuff like that. So finding those avenues and being there, it's hard to be like with the normal banner ads. You have to think out of the box, and with Bordeaux exploring all this now, like heavily, we learn a lot. Yep.
It's been a huge learning curve. And as Mr. Google said, like lots of roadblocks just because we are DeFi. Who'd have thunk? Who'd have know? Who would have known? Web 2 projects or companies are less inclined to promote Web 3 projects, or especially finance products in Web 3. So although I'm going to continue, trudging forward with YouTube, they have a very stern and strict rule: no DeFi ads on YouTube. So I'm trying to come up with a loophole or a workaround. I have a couple ideas in mind. One is, and this is a little spoiler / teaser, but there's potential to set up a meme to earn ad, right? Run a Flamingo contest on meme to earn and advertise the Flamingo meme contest on meme to earn. That way, we're not promoting DeFi. We're promoting meme to earn. Who is promoting Flamingo? I'm just thinking of different workarounds, and I think that one will actually work.
Yeah, you have to layer this stuff like a burger.
Yeah.
Like you can't really serve meat. That's the regulation. Okay, but
Yeah.
maybe if you pack it inside a burger, it's allowed
Yeah.
to be sold. So yeah, that's genius.
Yeah, and then I'm also I designed a Twitter ad, and they've blocked our credit card for whatever reason. So working on that lately. And yeah, we're designing banner ads to run on like CoinGecko, CoinMarketCap, conference websites, exchanges, you name it. We'll be able to run these banner ads there. Also, a lot of this process involves networking and creating connections and relationships with point of contacts at these various companies and projects. Now we have point of contacts at CoinMarketCap and Cointelegraph and CoinGecko and all of that. So now that we have those connections, it's more just like day-to-day messages with them. How can we work together? What do you have, marketing materials? Do you have pitch decks for us to look at for your various services and whatnot? So a lot goes into the day-to-day, and we are feet on the ground, or boots on the ground, I should say, just running headfirst into all these different marketing avenues. So I've got a great team of guys working with me on all this. So definitely appreciate all the support, guys. And yeah, just like I said, just trudging along in the world of Flamingo marketing.
And the marketing avenues like Cointelegraph, which is a huge or the biggest publisher of crypto-related news, is like their product catalog, like a PDF. It's like 40 pages long with different kind of products.
Yes.
So that you have to really read up on with different pricing models, and
Right.
you need to figure out what's right for us and what can really make the good content for, and who do we address by using this and that. So it's a lot of work going into that on your part, I think.
There is. And it's also deciphering, like you said, like what we need, what we already have. I've been reading through this pitch deck that they have, their products and services. And a lot of it, honestly, it's expensive, and it's stuff that we already have. It's like, we'll get a group of designers to design marketing materials for you. Like, we already have really good designers and already have our own really good marketing materials. We don't need that, so we don't need that. And then, we'll write this article or that. Like, we already have good writers, blah, blah, blah. So a lot of their services are really just offering what we already have. And then for stuff we don't already have, like, we'll publish your article on the front page of Cointelegraph. We're talking about tens of thousands of dollars, which might be feasible, but I don't know if we should just jump headfirst into numbers like that right off the bat. So it's a daily game of talking to them and trying to figure out what will work best for Flamingo, for sure.
Yeah, because I think maybe some point you have to just take that bet and try it out, because you can't really just go into that granularly, because it's a hit or a miss. And I think once we try that, it should be something that we are confident could really convert into users. So I think it all ties together with us being at conferences now, looking over shoulders of users, trying to see if they're able to onboard easily, where they have struggles, and what really makes them eager to join. And something like that would condense into maybe that article that would be promoted, like what type of content would be there to like make people really eager to visit the site, and once they do, are we sure that they are able to convert and become users? So but it's nice to explore those opportunities now of like which packages, which avenues do we have to do can we use, and later when we're confident we can put the money into it, I think, at least.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of research and due diligence going into this stuff. But we are worlds ahead of where we were before we started any of this, right? Like now we have these contacts, we have their products and services lists and cost lists, and we know that YouTube doesn't allow DeFi, and we know that there are maybe workarounds, and we know that Twitter might block the credit card, and we know like there's like you guys said, it's a huge learning curve, especially in this space, because I've worked on marketing teams before. I've led marketing teams before. In this space, it is so different than just working for a company in the United States that has nothing to do with finance or cryptocurrency. It is so different because it's like a minefield out there. Not only is it difficult and pricey to work with the super legitimate projects, but I also have hundreds of illegitimate projects and scams reaching out to me every day on Telegram, on Discord, on Twitter, like asking me if they can interview me. Oh, so we want you to join our Discord, and then once you're in there, you got to join this Discord, and then you got to do the. No, 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 no. I'm not doing any of that. You know why? Because it's a scam. And this happens all the time, like all day long. I'm receiving these DMs of people who want me to go through this process in order for them to just interview us. Like, no, if you want to interview me, like ask me some questions right here, right now. No, there's a reason why you're not doing that, because you're trying to scam me by having me join all these different, click all these different links and whatnot. Like that's not going to work out. But so it's again, it's like a minefield of just trudging along and trying to figure out what's best and kick to the curb what's worst. So a lot going into it for sure.
So you're telling me that Google Ads isn't just letting you transfer assets to a wallet to pay for ads? That's that's crazy. Well, I guess once that's the case, Bitcoin price won't be 27K. So
No, it's like, but like I've been helping a Web2 project with some small stuff, and one of those things are payments, and fuck, it's so time wasting and resource taking and everything, and it really sparks like this core cryptocurrency feelings basically, because like these credit cards, and then someone is scamming you so you don't get the money because it's a fake credit card, or someone has stolen someone else's credit card, and you as a business don't get paid, like from MasterCard you only get paid once a month, and if they don't get the money, you don't get the money, but still you have given away like the merchandise, or like the I don't remember the name of the goods. Yeah, you're giving away the goods, and then they basically didn't pay you any money. You have a lot of risks, and everything takes so long time. Everything is so slow, and it's really hard to integrate. And then it's like, oh, why don't you just accept cryptocurrencies?
Right.
It's like you have a block parser, and now your order is paid. So then you have the money. You can send the money to the or the goods to the buyer.
Oh, very good point. I'm kind of talking a little smack about the, crypto space and Web3 and DeFi and whatnot, but you're right. Like in the Web2 world, and companies that don't deal with cryptocurrency, they have their own set of hurdles and trials and tribulations that we have it easy on the crypto side. So,
Yeah,
it's
like
almost like
you can go in and lend. And Flamingo smart contracts don't care about your color, your gender, or your age, or your income.
right,
And you can go and do that like in 15 seconds.
right. As
Yeah, try
opposed
to
to
go
trying to,
and
at a bank or something, it's not going to happen.
no. So I had this discussion yesterday in price talk about like fees and stuff like that, and yeah, I know that some things are pricey, but you have to compare it to
Right.
other lending products in Web2 area basically. Like FUSD is pricey because we have to do a lot of security checks. You have to pass in a lot of data from oracles. You have to check on-chain prices. You have to make averages. You have to make sure that like when you mint FUSD that you're not able to just manipulate the pool on Flamingo and then mint as much FUSD as you like. So yeah, like security has a cost, and that's why. But I don't think right now that I think it's $1.50 or something to lend FUSD. So yeah, it's a good argument that it's not for everyone. So then DeFi is not for people with $10. No, it's impossible to make stuff for people with $10 because it has to have a fee, else someone is just clogging it up for everyone else.
Yeah, what's like there is crypto products for people with like $10 to $100, then that would maybe be something, having your assets on a Lightning network or something, and just trading or doing peer-to-peer BTC, maybe in third world countries via like SMS wallets, or they even have like 2G, 3G on their phones now in some third world countries, and mobile wallets, and that's like a place where you can have the $10 to $100 sums and still use decentralized technologies. And
Yeah, but then you're
then
just using it
there's
to transfer.
yes, and then there's layers.
Yeah.
So you can do like lending, but that's you have to have more assets, and you can do decentralized trading. Then you have to have more assets, I would say, than doing it centralized, because there's lower fees in that sense. Like you say, with security checking and even like hitting anything on the blockchain costs, or writing or reading. So yeah, there's layers to it, and
But then you have the security layer as well, because if you're doing it on a centralized exchange, you're basically just doing it on their platform. It's not your money,
yes.
and if they decide to not like let you withdraw your money, you can't withdraw your money. They can freeze your account and ask for whatever information. But then if you do it decentralized, you have to pay for the security of doing it decentralized.
So we're not doing like lending or trading and IDOs and all the other stuff we provide at Flamingo because we can do it faster and cheaper than like a centralized exchange. That's not the fundamentals of Flamingo. That's not the fundamentals of like DeFi, I would say. So it's kind of weird when you're kind of measured on that, in a sense, because
because it doesn't make sense, because everything is faster and cheaper if you can do it centralized. Everything.
yes. So it's of course
But it's less
you have
secure.
to you have to try to be as optimal as possible, I would say. You can try to do it as
Of course.
cheap as possible, because then you can maybe have more users, more volume, more everything. But it's hard and sometimes impossible to do things cheaper than they are. And maybe if you do, it's on the cost of security, on the cost of decentralization. So yeah, I think that those shouldn't be like the metrics we use to measure our success. Our success should be measured on how secure are we? Have we been hacked? How many days have we gone without a hack? And is the product working? Like, is FUSD stable? Will we be able to have it pegged by how many cents away from the dollar or something? That's what we should really be measuring ourselves by, because in the long term, that's what's gonna lead to success as we move into decentralized economy. That might take like 10 years to get there or something because of the centralized entities fighting this so hard. But yeah,
Plus, at the end of the
yeah.
day, given all of the features, given all of the products and all of the different things that you can do on Flamingo, at the end of the day, let's face it, like you are doing it without an account. You are doing it without having to put your name, your social security number, your identity, like Mr. Google said, your color, your age. You're being able to do all of this stuff without having to do any of that other bullshit that you would have to do in centralized exchanges or centralized like banks or whatnot. So that's like the name of the game with the DEX.
Yeah.
There are success measures, like Atlaser said, but at the end of the day, I'd say the biggest success is being able to do all that without any identifying information whatsoever. All you need is a wallet, right? To do
Yeah.
all of these different things. It's huge. And that's why
Because
DeFi blew up over the
Yeah.
last couple of years. That's why.
Because it's your money, it's your assets, it's your property, I would say, and it's your freedom.
Meanwhile, you
So
stay anonymous.
yeah, as long as you can refrain from doxing yourself, you're anonymous. But you're leaving a paper trail also, so people need to educate themselves on
But
how
I
this
don't think
technology
like
works.
anonymity is the biggest for some people. Of course, that's important.
Mhm.
For others, it's more like I like, or until now, I like that my assets are in a ledger that
Mhm.
I have control over, and
Self-custody.
yeah, because if I leave my assets on Binance,
Right.
they can like, yeah, where did you get these assets from? And you can try to explain it like, we don't believe you, and you won't get access to your assets until like we believe you. And it's like, yeah, but it's the truth. No, we don't believe you.
If your assets are in a bank or if they're on an
Yeah,
exchange,
same with the bank.
yeah, they're not your assets. They're just not. You just have a note saying how much the bank owes you, but you're really giving the bank your money or giving Binance your money, and then Binance owes you your money back at some point, but there's no guarantee that you'll ever get it back. I mean, look at what happened
Yeah.
at
So for me at least, it's not the anonymity. It's more the feeling of having control of my own assets. Every year I have to disclose to the government how much crypto I have, and it's important for me to not lie about it, because then I can sleep good at night and pay the taxes I have to pay. But so for me, it's not anonymity at all. It's just the feeling that I don't have to call the bank, ask for permission to use my assets.
Well, those two tie together a little bit, maybe not in Norway or some other Western countries, but being anonymous is important because that's if you're not, it would lead to the same kind of censorship that they could punish you in some way if they notice that you are using those services like DeFi or having crypto at all. So in some countries, it's important that you also stay anonymous to be able to have the freedom over your assets and your property. So I think we're like privileged to be able to put that on the tax report, tax filings, to say that we have this and this crypto. But some users and some people are not that fortunate, and they have to be anonymous. And I think that's more power to blockchain that you can be if you choose to. Yeah. And we don't care. Like
Because it's not up to us to care.
No.
Because you can Flamingo is always open, or
it's
basically but Flamingo, like I tried to explain this. Actually, I was in my grandmother's funeral last week, and it was really fun because a lot of elderly people were asking a lot about.
It was a lot of fun. Okay.
Okay, that
That's
was
morbid.
bad.
Yeah.
But yeah. No, but a lot of elderly people were asking a lot about like crypto and Bitcoin, and asked if they should invest in crypto, and I was like, yeah, but you're dying soon, so maybe not. But they were like really eager to learn and try to understand, and then I like had to explain to them that Flamingo.finance, the domain, that's just an interface, and Flamingo Finance is basically smart contracts that you can interact with without using Flamingo.finance. So the interface is one thing. Remember when we made Flamingo Finance? That
Yep.
was basically Flamingo Finance, but a new interface. So then you had two different interfaces that could interact with the same smart contracts. So if we have someone on the team or someone else that wants to build a really cool DeFi.finance and just use Flamingo smart contracts, they're able to do that and then provide a better user interface than we are providing. So Flamingo.finance is just like this stupid page that helps you interact with the blockchain, but everything on blockchain, that's basically decentralized and it's always open. You can access it whenever, as long as, of course, you have to learn these small things of interacting with the blockchain. But it's possible for everyone to interact with it without using Flamingo.finance website.
Yep. And like I have this loose idea, or maybe some sort of a small dream, that eventually we can settle what Flamingo is in terms of we're building fast now, so we're doing like iterative small changes and moving fast to release stuff like FUSD and stuff like that. But in the end, maybe in a couple of years or something, we could maybe lock more and more of the contracts for update and only do them through votes or something. And we could also make it possible for you to host your own Flamingo.finance in an easy way, so that you don't have to have much technical knowledge to just have Flamingo Finance up and running with a website on your own PC, that you don't have to.
That's really smart, because then like governments can block the domain, but it doesn't matter. You can just run this container or something, and then you have access to the interface basically. And then I totally agree with you that in time, or we're starting to get there now, because I feel like we have to put a limit to what a decentralized exchange should do, and I don't think it's important to like make 10,000 different crypto projects inside of one project. It's better to, like you say, figure out what is this DEX and then start to lock things. So like this smart contract has been running for 3 years now. We don't need to update it. Flamingo is basically a locked place where you can't have contract updates and everything is decentralized. No one has the key to do anything. Then you have the true power of decentralized exchange.
Yes, and of course that's something you have to do with products being mature, because there's we have a big bug bounty program, and from time to time we do get bug reports. We haven't have any like critical issues yet, and maybe sometimes we do. But if you are then only updating contracts by votes, then it becomes really hard, because then you have to explain what the bug is before you update the contract, and you have to have people vote on that, and then you have to like basically tell people where you can exploit the contract before you update the contract. So that's kind of difficult.
But like the only bugs we had, it's more like DNS stuff and more like front end.
Yep.
Issues,
and then you can
basically.
patch. Then you can say in Discord you should download the new repository if you're hosting on your own. On the page it's been updated and stuff like that. So the smart contracts should be like matured for some years before you lock them, because of security.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, because then once they're locked, I think they should be locked basically forever. Because if you have this, the issue with having the upgrade, like you talked about, where you vote if an upgrade are going through or not,
yes,
then you're basically telling the hackers where the vulnerabilities are. So yeah.
And there could be solutions there also where you don't be transparent about what the update is. You could say that it's a security update. It could be from a trusted source, like former developers on the project or something, and it could be voted true by a discussion on Discord and stuff like that. And once it is entered, it isn't applied before the one who proposed the update actually commits a final statement to the smart contract that really updates the code. Until then, it's encrypted. So it's possible to do that, but then it requires trust for the one that is suggesting the code change to be trusted by the community. because the
Yeah.
change then could be to update and withdraw assets
Make an
or
exploit. Yeah.
make an exploit or something. But like really, if you have the trust from the community, it shouldn't be an issue because that's how most DeFi platform operate today anyway. So
Yeah, I think at least for now you have to do it that way. If you're having votes for everything, yeah, so then you vote. You need to do something to take the next step, and then a whale is just like, no, I have a lot invested in PancakeSwap, so I don't see any reason why you should have success. So let
Yep.
me just downvote this.
yeah,
It's
let's
cheap
say
to buy
we
FLM now.
we want to do some initiative to get more users, like maybe changing the minting rewards. That's have been done in several times to preparing for FUSD, which I think is a great product. Wouldn't be possible if someone just said, nah, I don't like it. I just like sitting here and earning my FLM, and I can just sit here and enjoy the ship going down and be out of here and onto the
Because we
next project.
always have like a couple of people when we adjust something and they come and complain about the adjustments, and then I'm like, okay, so this is bad for the project, and they know, no, it's bad for my wallet, and it's like, yeah, yeah, but like we have to do what's good for the project so the project is sustainable and can survive. Not like what's good for your wallet. So
I think maybe look at Twitter as a product as a good example. You don't have to do anything more with Twitter. It works perfectly now. And they did the Twitter Spaces, which I think kind of sucks because of the way it's set up technically. It could be maybe a success, but it could also be a separate product. So I think like, what else do you have to develop on Twitter? It's working fine. It's been done working fine for several years, and that's kind of code you could actually lock. Same with the DeFi product. If it's been working successfully for several years, part of the product you can lock. And I think that's maybe a nice way of thinking of it, to be even more true to the fundamentals of decentralized finance.
yeah, at least in my dreams, that's like when we're done building and everything's up and running. In my dreams, Flamingo is just a platform operating by itself, basically. So no reason to have any developers or have anyone basically having. You have maybe some smart contract where gas go into, and you have administrators that can get votes or something on Discord for helping out with issues or stuff like that. So you can have a way to earn by helping others. Of course, there's ways to do that as well. So, but yeah, now we're talking about the future. Let's just get the adoption going.
Yes, dreaming kind of. But I think it's important because the underlying issue here is maybe regulation, and also it's about adoption as well, because people are also getting afraid of crypto because of the regulations. So I think it's a topic that's nice to talk about today, even if we're talking about the future.
Yeah, of course. I think it's nice to have in mind, and it's, at least as I say, it's a dream of mine that Flamingo is just basically a thing on the internet that no one has anything to do with other than trading with each other, staking, and doing all that stuff.
Yes, just locking it, throwing away the key, or maybe splitting up into 480 million different keys, and that's the FLM token, and people can do whatever they want with the platform after that. And as long as we shown that it's stable, I think that's good enough. Okay.
Any questions before we say goodbye? I think, or did you have anything else you want to talk about, Atlasar?
No, we've been rambling now for almost a whole hour, so I think it's good. I will be eager to be on stage on the Web3 Berlin, and then the topic, I think it's something about regulation. We haven't got all the details yet, so I
think it was like how to make Web2 great again.
Yeah. Yes.
How do I earn? Do I earn enough money?
Yes, to earn enough money. I can be a finfluencer, financial influencer on stage. And,
you could
be a meme influencer. Money, a talk by @laser. Oh, yeah. I would definitely go to that.
And then it just ends up being this spiritual talk about how you don't need money at all to be happy.
Yeah.
Oh, so no questions this time. Then next time we will hopefully have more people here from new people from Web3 Berlin. If it's a success, of course, we don't know how many people are attending. I think a lot will depend on the crypto market, basically. If we gain some $1,000 on Bitcoin, it will be good. If we're staying at the same level or going down, I think like it will be average or worse. So hopefully it's good timing.
Maybe it'll spike with Hong Kong this week. We'll see.
Yeah, that's a really cool thing to wait and see. I'm really curious about Neo and Hong Kong and that kind of stuff. I feel like like Neo belongs there.
Yeah.
But yeah, who knew? Who knows?
Who knows? Thanks everyone for joining us today, and we'll see you next month.
Thank
Yeah.
you. All
Take
right.
care, guys.
Bye-bye.
Ciao.
Have a nice
Bye
day.
bye.
All right.